Well, I'm sure you've all heard about the 4-hour workweek, but the question is it realistic? Is this possible? Is this something that normal people, like not businessy type people, can actually do and live? And I want to encourage you, it absolutely is. In fact, I think it can even be better than that when it comes to building side businesses. So, hi, my name is Richard, and I talk about on this channel sharing my experience of building a great little side business that is not Tesla, but it is a solid income stream that helps my family every single month and doesn't kill my time and energy. And I really want to help you to do the same too, because when I heard this concept of the 4-hour workweek by Tim Ferriss, it sounds so attractive, doesn't it? And I know that book has been hugely successful, and it is a great book. There's lots of good little hacks and tips in there. But this concept that maybe you could build an income that is not attached to your time. Now, I have just gotten back from a 1-month holiday in Australia, being with my family and my friends, and just a great time of switching off and just enjoying time with family after 4 years of not being back because of COVID. And during that time, I spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours actually building my business. And to be honest, it wasn't really just building, it was just billing the clients for that month. I spent a whole month and all I did was a couple hours of work on my business. And that is because I've put in place the kind of systems that are going to do the work for me. And so, yeah, my little side business does bring in a few $1,000s of profit each month. It's I'm not going to quit my job on that, but it's a really big blessing. And to spend 2 hours for it, it's real. Like, I want to encourage some people out there. Maybe you think this is not possible. I was a complete beginner 5 years ago. So if you don't know my story, I'm a pastor here in Hong Kong. I do what I love with the church. That's my dream. It's my calling. I want to put all my time into that. I was just looking at building some extra side income. I have no formal training in business. I mean, unless you count going to university, which, to be honest, my 3-year degree at the University of Newcastle in Australia didn't really teach me too much about the real world. And I'm grateful for the visa that it helped me get to be here in Hong Kong, but it didn't set me up for any kind of success in business. And then my time, learning how to plant churches and leadership and all that stuff related to church life, that also, it's quite separated from entrepreneurial activities. And so this was new to me. I am the complete beginner. So if you relate to that, that was me at some point. Now I'm 5 years in now. I guess I'm not a complete beginner now. I'm on YouTube talking about it, but that was me. And you can build a great little income that's going to be a blessing to your family if you're just willing to do it right. Now, I want to break down how it looks and how it may not start off by being the 4-hour work week, but it can end up being far better than the 4-hour work week. In fact, mine was the 2-hour month. Yeah, not a week. So 2-hour over 4 weeks work week. So pretty exciting. What's that? Half an hour a week. There we go. 30-minute a work week. So you can get to that. Now, you're not going to start off like that. 5 years ago, I was not working half an hour a week. Absolutely not, to get this business off the ground. In fact, a lot of what I was doing was learning, because I was learning about websites, SEO, lead generation, technical skills, how to build a website, marketing, Facebook ads, these kind of things. I was learning all of that, and that took a lot of time. And so I did spend a lot of time in courses, and I spent a lot of time on YouTube. And then I spent some time building. And in that first year or two, for sure, you've got to put more time in than your 30 minutes a week that I'm now currently doing for that business, or at least for that particular month. So you're going to have to put in more. And I would suggest to look at your week, find the time that is the least fruitful for other things. Obviously, precious family time, you don't want to cut that. Obviously, if you're in a job, you want to be respectful to those hours too, or whatever it is. But for me, I found mornings, I've talked about mornings a lot on this channel. I found that was a really good time to, before the kids were up, I would get out of the house really early and go and spend a couple of hours learning and building online. And you can do that too. So at the beginning, the time curve is like high. You're putting in all this, I don't know if you can see my hands here, but putting in all this time at the beginning, and it is more than 4 hours a week, probably. You could do it on 4 hours for sure, but it just might take you a bit more time than that. And I would say, honestly, if you are really excited about building, and if you're really excited about this vision that you have of this life that you could have if there was some extra income coming in, then you're probably going to want to give 4 hours, more than 4 hours a week to it anyway. And that's what I found. I was obsessive over it. So many more hours than 4. But then once you get past that kind of initial stage and things start rolling, and maybe you get a client or two and someone's paying you money and all of this, and you start to manage what you've built a little bit more. That's kind of like the next season, and your time, you don't actually have to spend as much time. Now, you may want to. I'm not saying that you should cut back, but you could. It will slow the growth of your business down. But if there's no race to this, if there's no time frame of when you need a certain amount of money by, then you can do it in this way. And that's the way I did it. I did it gradually over years so that it wouldn't be a stress to my family or to my work for the church. So I would say that second season is kind of that middle part. That's like when you manage it. You're managing what you're building, and you're kind of refining little things, refining your skill set, refining how you work with clients. And then you come to the third kind of season, which is really exciting, where it's basically on autopilot. And if you build it right and you haven't built just another freelance business, which you don't want to do, you can start doing freelance to get skills, but you want to end up building systems and structures that are going to work for you so that it's not your time for dollars. You want results for dollars, and that comes from building systems, not from doing hourly work. So to get to the autopilot phase, which is about as passive as you're going to get. There's no such thing as true passive income, but this is pretty passive when you're at the point where you're just billing. You've either got people working for you, or you've got software and things that are working for you. You've leveraged your time that way. And if you want to know more about leverage, check out this video, because it's very, very important to understand how we use leverage to be able to build these side businesses and not kill our time and our energy. So in that autopilot phase, that's when you're loving it. I have pulled back from my business so much over the last couple of years. It's been awesome. And just spend, a few hours a month on my current business and still be getting great results for clients. I'm not ripping people off. I want to make that clear. It's not that we're getting bad results. It's that you've built it right. And you're in the autopilot phase, and now most of my time is spent dreaming about other stuff and maybe doing a bit of YouTube and all this kind of, I'm playing with other things. It's very exciting, and I can build other aspects to my business that are maybe not so much linked to, everything I've done in the past. So building other online income streams to help diversify, so I'm not just kind of doing well in one area, and if that has a problem with it, it affects me drastically. So once you're in that autopilot phase, you can be doing a 4-hour work week, and in fact, you can be doing way less work than that. It is absolutely possible, and I'm not saying this because we're lazy. No, we've just built it smart. We've done the hard work at the beginning. We've got to some level of competence, and we now have systems running for us, and that's what's called a business, and not just building yourself another job, which I think so many people do when they jump into the kind of freelance world. it's just building yourself a second job. Nothing wrong with that. It's great. And it's a good place to start and refine your skills, but you want to move towards a business. Awesome. Well, hey, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've been encouraged by my story and by sharing. And I hope you're encouraged by that curve. You got to imagine that, in your mind and put the work in now, guys. Put it in. It may be hard work for the first little while, the first 6 months, the first year, the first 18 months, but it will be worth it. Awesome. Well, hey, if you want to know more about the superpower that is being able to obsess over a certain skill for a season, check out this video. It's going to really help you on your business journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.